Imagine this. Every day, every thought you have, every tear that falls, every smile, God already knows. He was there before you even realized it. You've never really been alone. No matter where you are, at the peak of your joy or at the bottom of your pain, God is there, knowing you more deeply than anyone else ever could. What if I told you that this reality could transform the way you live every moment? Today, I want to invite you on a journey to discover how God, who knows you from the inside out, wants to be by your side every step of the way. Sometimes in the rush of life, it's easy to feel lost, as if no one really knows or understands us. But the truth is that even when we feel invisible to the world, we are completely seen and loved by God. His omniscience, the fact that He knows everything about us, is not a cause for fear, but for comfort. God knows our struggles, our victories, and most importantly, He understands the depths of our hearts. In this video, we'll explore how God's knowledge and presence can change the way we approach life. We'll see how living with the certainty that He is present in everything can bring peace, purpose, and confidence in the midst of uncertainty. From the moment you were formed in your mother's womb, God already knew every detail of your life. He knows not only your actions, but also your thoughts and intentions. Every path you take, every choice you make, God is aware. He sees beyond the surface and understands the motivations of your heart. This is not frightening, but liberating. You can be honest with God because He already knows. There's no need to pretend or hide your weaknesses, because God knows them and loves you anyway. He knows when you get up and when you lie down, when you are in joy and when sadness overwhelms you. God's presence surrounds you in every direction, and this deep love is unconditional. Have you ever asked yourself, where can I go that God doesn't see me? The answer is simple. There is no place where God is not. If you find yourself in the most difficult moment of your life, where everything seems dark and hopeless, God is there. If you are in a phase of great achievement and joy, God is there too. There is no escaping God's presence, and that is a gift, not a punishment. Imagine the relief of knowing that you are never really alone. Even in the depths of pain, doubt, or loneliness, God is there by your side, guiding your every step. He doesn't just watch. He supports you with His right hand, holding on tight so that you don't fall. At times when life seems dark, He is the light that shines in the midst of the shadows, and darkness has no power over Him. When we look at life from the perspective of God's presence, everything takes on a new meaning. God doesn't just know you for the sake of knowing you. He created you for a purpose. Every detail of your life is carefully planned. Even the difficult moments, the seemingly endless struggles, are part of a bigger plan that we may not yet be able to fully see. God formed you for a unique purpose. There is no one in this world who can fulfill the mission He has given you. And why is that so important? Because when you understand that God is by your side, knowing you completely, you find the strength to live according to the purpose He has placed in your life. Life isn't easy. There are times when we feel like we're at the bottom of a well with no strength to get out. At times like these, we often think that even God has abandoned us. But the truth is that He never leaves us. Even in the deepest pain, He is there. When everything seems dark, when you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, God is there holding your hand, lifting you up, guiding you. Darkness can seem overwhelming, but for God, darkness is like light. He sees what you can't see. He sees the way out, the way to healing and restoration. Have you ever stopped to think how valuable you are to God? He created you in an amazing and wonderful way. Every part of you was intentionally made by His hands. God doesn't make mistakes. When you look at yourself, you may see flaws, imperfections, things you'd like to change. But God sees the complete being that He created, and He says that you are wonderful. You are not an accident, nor are you here by chance. You were created for a purpose, and in God's eyes, you are valuable beyond comprehension. He knows you, and yet He loves you with a love that goes beyond what any human being can offer. To live in the light of God's presence is to walk the eternal path. When we allow God to guide us, He directs us towards a life of purpose and fulfillment. This doesn't mean that it will be easy, but it does mean that we will never be alone. God wants you to live a fulfilling life, a life where you can experience the peace that surpasses all understanding, even in the midst of storms. When you trust that God is in control, when you recognize His presence in every situation, you find the strength and courage to move forward. Now I want to challenge you. Think of a recent moment when you felt alone, invisible, or misunderstood. Now imagine God by your side, knowing every thought, feeling every pain, and celebrating every small victory along the way. That's the truth. You have never been alone. I invite you today to recognize this presence in your life. Pray to God. Talk to Him like you never have before. Open your heart. Share your doubts, your fears, and your joys. He already knows, but He wants to hear from you. He wants to be in communion with you. And God is present in every moment, and His knowledge of us is not invasive, but loving. He sees us and understands us completely, and this knowledge frees us to be vulnerable and authentic before Him. We can trust His plan and follow His direction because He guides us on the eternal path. No matter where you are today, know that God is with you. His love is unconditional, and His presence is constant. All you need to do is open your heart and allow Him to guide you. If this message has touched your heart, share it with someone who needs reminding that they are never alone. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do so now to continue receiving content that will help you walk closer to God, feeling His presence in every moment of your life. May God bless you.